Hey, Grandpa Mike here. Listen, can you believe that once upon a time I was actually in the Boy Scouts? Yeah, back then they had the Boy Scouts. In fact, I started out as a Cub Scout. And it was great. I mean, they had boys clubs, they had the YMCA, they had a lot of things that were geared towards developing young minds and talents and so forth. And I was appreciative of a lot of it because things like building a radio and things like that was something that my mom was never going to teach me. And I don't know how many other parents were actually spending that kind of time to teach or to show young boys, different technology or different techniques that they could use that might benefit them later on. But I enjoyed the Cub Scouts, eventually the Boy Scouts. But the one thing that my big takeaway from that whole experience is this one lesson that I learned and I just held on to it was the case of the burn. Whenever you burn yourself, if you get a minor burn, instead of putting ice on it, instead of wrapping it up or putting anything else on it, you take that, like if I were to burn my finger, you take that part of your finger that has been burned and you place it over another source or any source of heat. And the heat will draw the pain out of that burn. And there will be no scar or any sign that anything had ever happened. Uh, it was amazing when I discovered it. Being in the fashion industry and doing things like pressing garments and things like that, I've often burned myself, and immediately, I just put the burn area right back over a source of heat. Now I've been told over and over and over, no, that's wrong, that's incorrect. You ice that burn, and what happens? You get a blister, you get a scar, you have pain throughout that time. With this, the pain is immediately gone, at least for me. Now I've learned a lot of things over the years that nothing, absolutely nothing, except there are a few major principles in God's words that are universal. Everything else is custom. There's a lot of things that work for you that will not work for me. There's a lot of things that work for me that won't work for you. I feel that that's the way God designed it. He's very, very, very meticulous and specific. So specific that each person has their own set of fingerprints. That's not a God of random or all-inclusiveness. Everybody gets the same. You group over here, you all get one print and you get another. Every single last person has their own individual fingerprint. Now that's detail. So, as I said, this whole situation with the burn thing, it's worked for me and it's worked. I've even used it once when I was on set on the film. Someone had an electrical burn, and I used the heat from the blow dryer on their burn, and they kept coming back to me. It didn't come back. It didn't come back because once you can feel that area and there's no pain, it doesn't come back. Amazing thing about it is that it's not time sensitive. It's not like you have to do it within the first 3 minutes or first 10 minutes or it won't work. As long as you feel the pain from the burn, you can put that back over the source. And until just maintain it over the source of heat until you no longer feel the pain. It could be a day later. If you're still feeling the pain, it doesn't matter. And it will take that pain and it won't leave a scar. That was my point. But like I said, it's been argued before, and I've learned to stop arguing about things like that. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. If you want to try it, try it. There are no guarantees. This is not a money back offer. This is just me sharing. Anyway, hit me up in the comment section. Likes, follows, I appreciate it. Talk to you.